The Miami Heat just officially clinched the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they will go on to face off against the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round as they defeated the Chicago Bulls tonight. I think a lot of Bulls fans were expecting a loss last game and maybe even hoping for a loss this game so they could get a better, pick in the lottery come this offseason. This game had old school vibes written all over it, as going into the fourth quarter, it was literally 67 to 69. I believe it was actually in favor of the Bulls. This game, we saw a ton of different dynamics. We saw DeMar DeRozan doing a great job facilitating tonight. We saw Bam Adebayo do an amazing job on the glass. We saw Max Strus absolutely light it up from downtown, and we saw some great minutes off the bench from Kobe White and Andre Drummond. We got a lot to talk about in today's video, guys. Be sure to stick to the end so you can hear about my thoughts on the Chicago Bulls, and I do want to know your guys' opinions on the Chicago Bulls, whether or not they should blow this thing up. We're going to get started though first talking about the Miami Heat, and what better name to start off talking about than Max Strus. Tonight he finished with 31 huge points, not to mention he grabbed 7 boards and knocked down 7 3-pointers. Man, for the Miami Heat, this one's just got to feel good. A team that struggled tremendously from three-point land, as they were last in three-point attempts. They were 28th in three-point percentage this season. This game, it really does just highlight, it's just so funny. I mean, Jimmy Butler goes 0 for 2. Gabe Vincent goes 0 for 2. Tyler Hero goes 0 for 5. Kevin Love shoots 1 for 4. Kyle Lowry is 1 for 3. And then Max Strus saves the day from downtown as he goes 7 for 12. Just a terrible shooting night for them, except for Max Strus. And I think this win, I know this win is largely due to his efficiency from downtown tonight. Jimmy Butler did an amazing job of just attacking the basket in the bottom 5 minutes of that fourth quarter. He actually drew 2 and 1s in that fourth quarter, and his energy is just absolutely unmatched. I'm sure we're going to be seeing that photo of him flexing, laying down on the ground, circulating over all the medias. He finished tonight with 31 points himself to match Max Strus. I'm not really sure what to expect going forward in this Miami and Milwaukee series. I would say it's probably a sweep and/or gentleman's sweep from the Bucks to the Heat. But the one thing I gotta say about the Heat that's confusing me going forward is Bam Adebayo. He's still young at the age of 25 years old, and they have him inked in a contract up until 2025 or 2026, I believe it is. But it seems like, just like the Miami Heat, he's been a day late and a dollar short in a lot of these games. Tonight, like I said, he was amazing on the glass as he finished with 17 rebounds, but he shot 1 for 9 from the field and only finished with 8 points tonight. He's a great free throw shooter. He's got a great back to the basket game. He's got a great elbow jumper. He's much quicker than your average center, and he plays really great at the power forward position as well. However, it's just really, I guess, confusing to me. It's kind of gives me DeAndre Ayton vibes, where he could average 20 and 10 very, very easily. And yes, this season he did average 20 and 9, but it just seems like he could be doing more than that. I'm not sure if maybe a three-pointer needs to be implemented into his game, or if he just needs to step it back up on the defensive side of the ball. But you just see a lot of games where he's playing 30 or 40 minutes and finishing with less than 20 points, and I just think that's odd for someone who's supposed to be the second option on a potentially contending team. But the way the Heat and Bulls are both made up is just insanely weird. It's always going to be weird when you have Jimmy Butler and DeMar DeRozan playing power forward against each other. Like, these guys are shooting guards on pretty much all other 28 NBA teams. But I digress. Great win for the Heat tonight, especially when you're, not really having a fully healthy Kyle Lowry. He pretty much didn't play the entirety of the fourth quarter with that knee injury. I don't know though, man. This one just feels really weird for Miami, because you're a shot away from the NBA Finals. You're the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. You pushed the Celtics to 7 games. And then this season, you're Patrick Beverlying it over making into the play-in, and I don't know. I don't want to hate too much on them. As for the Chicago Bulls, I think for the Bulls it might be time to blow it up. I think outside of Patrick Williams and Zach LaVine and maybe Kobe White, everything has to go. I mean, as talented as DeMar DeRozan is as likable as DeMar DeRozan is, I don't think he can be the #1 option on a championship team. Andre Drummond, Ayo Dosunmu, Patrick Beverley, Nikola Vucevic. This team just has so many NBA players that are above average, but in the grand scheme of things, when they're all on paper together, they're very average. I hope next season we can see Patrick Williams actually getting some solid PT at the 4, unlike DeMar DeRozan playing 40 minutes a night at power forward every night, just like Jimmy Butler. I'm not really a big fan of that. I hope they can get some more size on that team next season. If you want to keep Pat Bev around for the veteran leadership, that wouldn't be a terrible idea. But like I said, Kobe White, he's been giving some great minutes off the bench the entirety of the play-in, even though it was only those 2 games. He's a very, very great three-point shooter. His handle's looking tighter. He did have a couple sloppy turnovers tonight, but that's okay when you're a young point guard. I think as he grows into a facilitator and just gets a better understanding of the game, Kobe White could be a great talent in this team, or league for that matter, for years to come. Zach LaVine has this thing like tonight, and honestly in the Raptors game, where he's either the best player on the court or the most inefficient player on the court. Tonight he goes 6 for 21 from the field and 0 for 6 from downtown. You just can't have that in your superstar, but I guess if anyone's going to bring them back in this game, it's him. Like, that's how the Raptors game, they ended up winning that. But this was a close game, though. So down the stretch, we saw a lot of DeMar in isolation, and we saw a lot of DeMar in the pick and roll. I think, though, the main takeaway I have for this is if you're going to keep Billy Donovan around, if we're going to try to make this work, I think DeMar's got to go, Vucevic has got to go, Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, they can all stay. But you just have to blow this team up and completely turn it around. There was definite moments in this game where the Bulls showed the identity of this team. You know, they showed that they were a defensive-minded team. They made a lot of the inbounds and possessions very tough on the Miami Heat. And you're obviously missing Lonzo Ball. I feel like that's something that it gets discredited by people, myself included, when saying it so harshly that the Bulls need to blow it up. But unfortunately, you can't really just wait on someone like DeMar DeRozan, who's getting up there in age and slowly falling out of his prime. Lonzo might not touch the court again until he's 25, 26, 27 years old, and there's no way you can wait that long for DeMar DeRozan to, you know, on the off chance that Lonzo comes back and you guys pick it right back up and you're the 1 seed again. Like, you can't just hedge all your bets on that decision. Even though I think Lonzo's a great player, this team is just so polarizing and different in that sense. But what do you guys think? Should the Bulls blow it up? How far are the Heat going to go in the playoffs? Let me know the answer to both those things in the comments below. If you guys made it this far, you know I appreciate your support as always. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.